needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.
Tourism is down this summer here in Los Angeles. The city has seen significant drops in international visitors. And there are a number of reasons why we're no longer a favorite attraction.
KCAL's Rena Nakano taking a closer look and showing us the one country whose visitors actually increased.
Let's go line tour, please stay seated throughout the tour.
Hop on, hop off around the entertainment capital of the world.
Living on the other side of the world, for us, is like a dream coming here, you know?
But according to Visit California, that dream isn't so popular anymore. They say there was nearly an 8% decrease in international air travelers coming into the state this August compared to the same time last year.
Anywhere from 9 to 10%.
That's how much Starline Tours Vice President Naveed Sapir says they've lost in international customers since 2024, a big hit in the 9 decades they've been in business in LA. Their midday Hollywood tour bus was pretty bare. So was Hollywood Boulevard. The report showed that many international travelers may have been turned off by watching many of the current events happening here in LA.
Los Angeles hasn't been the most welcoming city in the last year, whether it had to do with the fires, some of the political unrest.
Stats show visitors from Canada saw the biggest dip, a 40% drop. But the Luz family from Toronto says nothing was going to stop them from making the trip.
We've had this plan since last year, before all the ruckus sort of started, right? So yeah, it was a little scary at first, I guess, right, sort of thing. But we're glad we're here.
There is one country that saw a huge increase. Where are you guys from?
Japan.
Stats show a 20% increase in Japanese tourists compared to last August, and we can thank Shohei Ohtani for that. Visit California says the projection for all of 2025 is a 9% decline, but Sapir says they're determined to figure out a way to survive the downturn.
Luckily, we're in Hollywood, so there's a lot of different avenues that we could venture into in tourism, particularly with the entertainment realm and all the excitement going on with that. So there's always a way to adjust, but it's going to be difficult.
In Hollywood, I'm Rena Nakano, KCAL News.
The truth is, this is not a downturn. This is a restructuring. I am from Los Angeles. I work in the hospitality industry. My businesses I own provide housing for travelers, transportation for travelers, accommodations, etc. It's not coming back. What it is now is what is the new, this is going to be our foreseeable future. For one thing, there's nothing in LA anymore worth risking your life to go to see. For two, it's not welcoming to white Americans or white families anymore. They've allowed people that are gay, people that are black, illegals to get on the internet and to scream about how much they hate white people, they hate Trump, they hate conservatives, they also hate families. And you think that you're going to be safe when you are walking down the street and one of them sees you. You're wrong. Let's see here. The tourist attractions used to be Magic Mountain, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios, Universal City Walk, Raging Waters, certain things. Now, the attractions that are in Orange County, even though Orange County is taking a dip, Orange County's conservative. So we have law enforcement. So the crime isn't that bad. It's Los Angeles that you have to worry about and where it's no longer safe to go. It was so bad that I had to evacuate. I remember trying to walk my dogs at 10 o'clock at night, and there were just crackheads with masks on everywhere. Every day I wake up, if you had the Citizen app, every day you're just seeing alert after alert. Home invasions, robberies, assault. Everybody. I would go into the parking lot where I parked my car. There'll be 15 cars broken into. I have a Tesla, so my windows are custom. I'm praying That's why I never leave anything out in my car. I would leave my windows down sometime just because I wanted to deter anybody from wanting to break into my car, because we no longer have law enforcement. We don't have police. Now, I was just in LA a few days ago. Things have gotten a little bit better in downtown. When Trump came about 3 months ago for the ICE raids and he brought the military, no one wants to admit it, but Trump put belt to ass. When I tell you the city is cleaned up, the city you could damn near eat off the ground. It was something that I had never seen LA be since 2020 when the lockdown was. It was quiet. I didn't hear tons of emergency vehicles. I didn't hear a bunch of ruckus. There were no people screaming. There was no fighting. But also, I'll be honest, I didn't see, there were no Mexicans, except for a couple of guys working valet. There weren't that many black people. I've seen a lot of Asians, a lot of white people walking the streets of downtown LA, something I have never seen. And I've been living downtown since on and off since 2010. I have never seen white people or white families. They're returning. They're actually able to walk outside. And I didn't see a ton of police presence. I seen some cops walking down the street on 7th. Joey's was reopened. Certain restaurants have been remodeled. I was surprised that Bodega Louie survived the lockdown. You know, we did 3.5 years of closure for no reason. So a lot of places didn't survive. Some did. And it was really, it was a much of an improvement from when I was just living down there in the end of 2023. I was in LA and it was just destroyed. You know, it broke my heart the last time I was in California. And the streets and all my favorite bars and all my restaurants where me and all my friends would frequent and everything we would do, just gone. Crackheads, drug addicts everywhere, Skid Row everywhere, tents everywhere, trash, urine, feces. More than what we were used to seeing. We've always seen those things, but this was more. And I'm a downtowner. I know everybody downtown. Everybody knows me. I throw parties. That was you couldn't even get me out of downtown. I love downtown. From the Orsini to the SB buildings, I'm there. That's how bad it got that I was forced to leave. I remember I had a dream one night that I was walking from my car and I got robbed. And, you know, it's LA. You're not allowed to have a weapon. You can't protect yourself. So if you do, you're going to jail. And if you don't, you're going to a hospital where you'll probably die. And it happens to a lot of people. It was unsafe. And I woke up that morning. I went to my car. I got on the freeway and I said, I'm not coming back. So for me to be there a week ago and just seeing how clean and quiet, and it's just crazy how just removing the element, you had to bring in the military to move the element away because the element doesn't want to go to war with the military. They'll lose. Law enforcement their hands are tied. Everybody's recording everything they do. They say something wrong. They make one wrong move. They're accused of being racist. And now you can't enforce the laws. So you have lawlessness. How do you put your family on an airplane and fly from a safe place where you live to a city full of lawlessness? How do you quantify that where it makes sense? It doesn't. There's nothing you can do to convince somebody to take their kids and let's go on vacation to Los Angeles. Are you fucking kidding me? Listen, this is what the Los Angeles PD said about Los Angeles.
Come into Los Angeles, especially during the holiday season, is don't.
A sobering and somewhat terrifying statement from the LA Police Protective League.
Season is don't. Considering coming to Los.
Listen to what he says. Listen closely. Listen to what an LAPD advisor. Listen to what he advises.
My message to anybody considering coming to Los Angeles, especially during the holiday season, is don't.
A sobering and somewhat terrifying statement from the LA Police Protective League, the union representing LAPD officers. The message coming as a crime wave continues to slam the city and surrounding areas.
We can't guarantee your safety. It is really, really out of control. I said it to people before.
the law enforcement community, police, we cannot guarantee your safety. And you think people from other countries, because remember, they're not driving from Texas where they got guns and they can protect themselves. They're flying in internationally. That's who this report is about, the international travel drop. You want these people to fly in defenseless and depend 100% of their safety on law enforcement, even after law enforcement advises people not to come to Los Angeles because it's like the purge. Of course, there's not going to be, that's over. Tourism is done. They built all these hotels, they're empty. Only other people from certain parts of California are coming to LA. And it's only a matter of time before even they don't want to go, because there's nothing here that you can do that's safe. You drive somewhere, your car get broken into. You Uber somewhere, you'll probably get robbed when you get there. The worst part is there's no one you can call. I have a friend of mine, I was a few days ago. He was in a restaurant with his girlfriend in Beverly Hills. 3 guys walked in the restaurant, pulled out guns, just like in the Batman movie, right? And they just started making people take off their watches, their jewelries, and give them their money and their wallets. And they just pretty much robbed the entire restaurant. And once they were done, they just walked out. So here my friend is thinking to himself, I'm going to die for a Hugo Boss watch and a Tom Ford watch that I bought for my girlfriend. These guys would literally kill me in this restaurant. So that means the restaurants don't even have security. But it's Los Angeles. What good is security? They're unarmed. They can't shoot anybody, even in self-defense, without going to prison or risking, being arrested. So there is no point of even having security. They can't do anything. That's why when you watch all these videos of the smash and grab robberies in Los Angeles, the security guards literally just standing there with the ladies at the register. What would you have them do? Get jumped? They don't have any weapons. They pepper spray them, they go to jail. Because that's assault. You can't grab them. You can't hold them hostage and close the doors. You really can't do anything. But you expect people to, but you're curious as to why nobody's coming. Do you know how idiotic and how ridiculous you must be to risk your family's life for what? Universal City Walk? So that you can go to Burbank and drive by some music studios that you're not even allowed onto the lot? What is even in LA anymore to do? Hollywood Boulevard is done. All the clubs are, for the most part, they're barely open. And what happens when you go outside and you're dressed up nice, but there was somebody in the club that was watching you spend cash? And they follow you outside. There's no security. There's no police. There's nothing safe. You can't dress up and wear your nice jewelry. You don't want, because you're afraid you're going to attract the attention of, and let's be honest, it'll be a black person that's going to rob you. There's no white man that's going to come up with a gun for your chain. Mexicans, they're not that bold. And you're not worried about a posse of Asians wearing Jabberwocky masks and they come up and they start dancing and then they take all your shit. No, you're worried about niggas. Let's be real. But see, if you say you're worried about black people robbing you, that's racist. If you try to fight back against a black person robbing you, that's racist. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So anywhere that's a black stronghold where there's a high black population, you're going to see your tourism destroyed, because you can't police them anymore, because policing them is considered racist. Applying laws to black people or to immigrants is being called racist now. There's a friend of mine, I've known her for years. This is the crazy thing. We're on Facebook right now talking. She's she worked in probation, I believe. So she's a Leo, law enforcement. She posts on the internet and she's like, why is ICE going to be at the Super Bowl? And she posted, it was a long diatribe. And I was like, you used to be in law enforcement. You should know the answer to this question. But the thing is, your brain turns off when you're told something is racist. You no longer can think for yourself. You become part of a hive mind. Her entire brain turned off, and she could not understand why law enforcement would be enforcing laws at the Super Bowl. See, in her mind, because of the Super Bowl, laws should be suspended. That's what the hive mind tells her. There shouldn't be any laws because it's a Super Bowl. It's a special event. Anything should go, right? That's not how it works. There is no place in this country where laws are suspended or won't be enforced. Whether it's a Super Bowl, whether it's a jazz festival, there will be laws, and laws must be followed and enforced. Breaking into the country illegally and basically having a deportation or ignoring the orders for deportation, not self-deporting and remaining in this country illegally, it's still laws being broken. The same as drunk driving, the same as shooting people, the same as assault people, the same as burglary. Crime is crime. You don't suspend laws for certain people because that would mean that, well, illegals are above the law, but the rest of us that have to follow American laws are beneath it. So laws that apply to me but not to thee, that's not going to happen. If anything, I'm the American here. I should have the privilege. If there's going to be any law suspension, it should be for me and my people, not for theirs. But even a former law enforcement officer, her emotions took over her brain. And when she thought something was racist, and even a law enforcement officer, because she's black, she's thinking that applying the laws to illegals at a Super Bowl is racist. But what the fuck do we care that it's a Super Bowl? It's the laws. We are a nation of laws. These people want chaos. People like me want order. You can't raise children in chaos. It's not safe. Also, you can't do business in chaos. No one wants to come here. So when you have a city full of people that don't want laws enforced, you're going to have to move your business. You're going to have to start over somewhere else. Yeah, the weather's nice, but the people are not. They're not. They want to see the crime. So what they're doing now is all the areas that they purposely burnt down, they're starting to take people with the mentality I was just telling you about, and they're building low-income housing in those beach areas. See, they couldn't get those people to sell those houses. So what they did was they burnt them down, pushed them out, and instead of letting them rebuy the land and rebuild, the city came in, first right of refusal, communist, and they took the land. So now they're going to develop it, and they're going to put low-income housing there. So now conservative areas are going to be woke, and they're going to populate those areas with people who don't think laws should be applied to anyone, who want lawlessness, and they are going to drop the values of those areas. But remember, it's still beachfront property. So the way it'll work is that, instead of you paying $3,000 a month for a one bedroom, you'll pay $1,000, and the plan is the government will subsidize the other $2,000. So the city that owns the property is still going to get the $3,000 they want, but they're going to be subsidized by the state and by the Fed eventually. So now they're going to be property owners. The city didn't like seeing all those independent building owners and all that independent wealth. They're communists in California. The state wants to control the means of production and the property. That's why why do you think they don't change the laws on squatting in California? They want you to get so fed up that you sell. And for a while, I remember they were doing first right of refusal. So that means you have to offer it to the state first before you could even sell it to another investor. It's crazy. I'm watching them strip and take everything away from California. Trump went in there, put belt to ass a few months ago. He cleaned up LA, but now you're going to have to clean up Sacramento. We got to get Newsom out of there. We got to get this fake Democrat majority rule. We got to get that out of there. We got to take our state back and bring it back under the federal umbrella. It's no longer a part of California. It's not a part of the United States anymore. It's a cutout of San Francisco and Mexico. They want everybody to be gay or Latino and only black if you're defending gays and Latino. They don't really want them there, which I get it. Why do you think they're always making sure that the crime stays in those areas? They want those people to wipe themselves out. And then they can move in and gentrify it. The point is, all of this boils down to, no, I will not be spending my money and visiting this fucking hellhole because it's too dangerous and there's no benefits at all whatsoever. Period. I mean, literally, and then the same ripple effect has affected Las Vegas. The element from LA that people don't want, the people that don't want laws applied to them, they live in Vegas now too, which makes it really hard for law enforcement to protect people there. That's why it's so dangerous. So nobody wants to go to Vegas anymore. It's too dangerous, too risky. You can fly to Colombia, you can fly to Costa Rica, and your chances of being killed pretty much drop exponentially than they would in LA or in one of these American cities, which is unfortunate. For the price that it costs to go to Vegas for the weekend, you can spend a week in another country on a beach somewhere, and you can actually have fun. The fun is gone in LA. It's basically, if you're not black or gay, there's really nothing there for you. And I only say that because in the nightlife, you have all the black clubs some of them are still open, and a lot of the gay stuff in West Hollywood. They don't care either way. There's nothing else really in LA besides Zanku Chicken, the best restaurant on earth. Nothing else is in Los Angeles. Nothing. You can go to Orange County, but even Orange County, they just had a big shootout. When I was there the other day, there was a big shootout in Anaheim. There was another one in Buena Park. So now the bullshit is starting to expand. Law enforcement's having a hard time recruiting. They're being overwhelmed. So California's just falling. Now San Diego's still nice. San Francisco's fucked, and so is Oakland. Sacramento's not, there's nothing there. It's a desert, hot. There's nothing in Sac. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing in Fres, Tucky. It's also, it's also ghetto. There's nothing in Bakersfield. So really, LA, which was the main attraction of the state, it's cooked. And if you're not going to LA, you're definitely not going to go to Vegas. The only people going to Vegas are people from LA. And even they are starting to understand that there's no benefit in doing that. It's just not worth it. So let me know if you agree or disagree, if you have any other thoughts about this topic. If you have any ideas on how we can increase tourism in LA, what do you suggest we do? My idea is for Trump to permanently station military in Los Angeles. I'll keep applying belt to ass until the skin breaks, whatever it takes. But we cannot let the element return to the streets that we just recently had cleaned up. Or our business will continue to suffer. The bottom line will continue to suffer. I feel sorry for those guys in the video. They have businesses on Hollywood Boulevard. Do you know how booming it was in 2019 to have a spot on Hollywood Boulevard and what is that, right off the freeway, by the Lowe's, by the Man Chinese, all business was booming. And then they saw 3.5 years of closed, even in the summer, closed all weekend, nothing's open, barely getting back open, and then wondering, well, why does nobody want to come here? This is why.
Or it's like that movie Purge, instead of 24 hours to commit your crime, these bad people have 365 days to commit whatever they want.
The warning.
So the Purge is one day. The difference between LA and the movie The Purge is that it's 365 days in LA. It's not just one day. You think people are dumb enough to fly into Los Angeles just so that they can become a victim? If there's a warning like this and you still go and something tragic happens to you, you do know no one's going to feel sorry for you, right? Because you knew better. You brought it on yourself is what we would say. That's the saying. That's how we would express. That's how we would classify it. This is your bad. Just like if somebody goes to Mexico. If you go to Tijuana, Mexico, after I've done videos and stories telling people about how they're murdering people that are not Mexican, murdering people that are Mexican, it's extremely dangerous across the border, don't go. If you go and something happens to you, do you think anyone's going to be like, oh, what? No. No one's going to, they're going to be like, he knew the risk. He knew it was a 90-10 chance he wasn't going to make it home. If he chooses to go, he's an adult. Go for it. I'm not doing it, but good luck. It's you can't go there, but LA is no different than Mexico. It's Tijuana now anyway. I mean, the citizens there keep saying they want Mexico to take back Los Angeles and do what with it? What part of Mexico is so amazing and ran amazingly by the American the Mexican government? What part of Mexico is so amazing that you're like, we need them to take over LA so it can be just like this? What part of Mexico do you imagine LA becoming, and it's better than what it is right now? Just put it in the chat. Because I don't understand why everybody's pulling because they want California to be back a part of Mexico again. For what? What part of Mexico is just so amazing that you want to mimic those results in the United States and take over California?
Seem to resonate with residents.
It's pretty scary walking at night.
Sarah Veenstra moved to LA from Wisconsin about 6 months ago. She didn't realize crime and safety would be such major issues.
I genuinely thought it'd be a safe area. It turned out not to be as safe as I thought. I'm definitely carrying something on me every single time I walk out of the house when it's dark out.
And that won't help you. Don't get me wrong. You a cute little brown thing. You know, I'd stick up for you. Maybe. But that's the only appeal of LA is that people are a lot of people are dumb, so they don't pay attention. And they're like, oh my God, California, let's go. They don't read, they don't watch anything, they don't look up stuff. So they're still just pouring in they think you need to be in LA to do modeling, to do acting, to do sex work. And I'm like, bro, this is the age of the internet. You can literally do all that stuff from anywhere. Turn your city into the new LA. Whatever you're going to do in California, turn where you're at into that. If you're going to be smart about it. Getting to LA and then worrying about having to carry something on you, what do you think that's going to do? 2 guys walk up to you, you got a can of pepper spray. Even if they're blind, you might disable one of them. The other one's going to grab you by your neck, punch the dog shit out of you, rob you, and guess what? They can do whatever they want to you, no matter how much you scream. It's the purge. No one is coming to save you. Would you think some gay white guy is going to come help? Or some thugged out black dude's going to come run up and punch and swing and risk their lives to help a stranger? Especially after women told us how much they don't need men. You think you're going to risk our lives for you? Even though there's already a purge alert, you win. People are just insane. And they're not realistic. So hopefully my videos stab sense into you. I try to be as realistic and honest and accurate as possible. I even think about going back to LA because they're like, oh, Rico, your favorite bars are back open. No, I go to LA, man. Some of them are closed. They've renamed them. They're not even there anymore. And then I walk in, they're empty. Barely anybody there. I don't know the people. The only people that are there are people that are temporarily visiting. They're in and out. They're there for work. They're not really there for vacation or anything. They were just a news report. These two pretty girls just came up missing. They found the girls dead, leaving a bar on Spring Street, right where I used to live. But I'm supposed to be like, let me go there. And then I like to date. I meet a woman. Oh yeah, come meet me here. Let's go. Me and you go. Man, but you know how risky that? I'm not doing that. It doesn't make any sense. As a man, we're supposed to look for danger. We're supposed to have foresight and discernment to figure things out so we can keep everyone around us safe. There's too many red flags in Los Angeles. You're just a victim waiting to happen. And that's it. Some people are like, oh, well, I've been here 6 months. Nothing's ever happened to me yet. Keep rolling the dice. You'll hit a 7 one day. See, if something goes wrong with me, I have enough size and strength. I can get myself out of it. Everybody doesn't have that option. Most people are victims because there's somebody like me that's doing something. And what can you do against me? It's really not much. You don't have a gun. And if you use it, it'll be your last time ever using one. You'll never use a gun again. So really, there's no upside. It's the purge. So no one wants to come there. 8% drop. I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Only 170,000 less than, I'm sure it's more than that, because people in the United States used to want to travel to LA. Not no more. It's safer for you to just come here to Scottsdale, come to Houston, come to Austin. You can party, you can do stuff. Yeah, bro, LA is just a waste. It's a waste. Yeah, weed's legal, but how much weed do you need to smoke? You want to die over some weed? No. So share the video, like the video. I'm on YouTube, The Single Boyfriend or Right Wing Rico. I'll be back in a few minutes with another topic. We'll be going live again shortly. Thank you for tuning in.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.